This is Hatched, where American entrepreneurs get a chance to turn their innovative product ideas into a household name. This week, teen entrepreneur Shreyas is out to jazz up traditional neckwear with NovelTie. But he'll have to convince our experts. Victor Green, a very successful British-born serial entrepreneur and author who has founded many multi-million-dollar businesses across a variety of industries. Steve Siegel, a rising star in LA's tech investment scene. Courtney and Carter Ream, the dynamic brothers behind M13 Ventures, who have already seeded $5 billion companies. Dara Trujillo, who runs the New American Dreams program for HSN. And our host, Nicole Lappin, New York Times best-selling author. Will Shreyas be up to his neck with yeses, or will he be tied up in knots?
All right, guys, this week we have the apparel industry. It's a $225 billion industry. I guess I'm not the only one that spends all my money on my outfits, right?
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that a little bit, Nicole.
Especially Courtney, who's the ultimate fashionista.
Yes, you know.
And also joining us today is our fashionista friend, Tracy, from our sponsor, Sam's Club, to help us out.
Very excited to be here. Entrepreneurism and helping small businesses is core to what we do, so I'm so excited about what we're gonna see here today.
All right, fashionistas, who are we gonna see today?
Well, we are going to meet a great young entrepreneur named Shreyas, who invented a company called NovelTie to spice up his school uniforms, and now has a line of ties that are, I guess, novel.
All right, guys, you ready to bring in our entrepreneur?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you guys.
Shreyas.
So tell us about your product. Really excited to hear about it.
My company is called NovelTie, and we specialize in creating fun ties for high school students and fun adults who have to wear ties. For example, we have the Cool Beans tie, we have the Stud Muffin tie, we have the Chick Magnet tie. All ties meant for people to be able to express themselves through the one part of their uniform they can.
How old are you now?
I'm 16 years old.
And when did you start this company?
I started it 2 years ago when I was 14, a freshman in high school.
Having a cool idea is one thing, but at 14 years old, how do you know anything about business?
I'll be honest, I didn't know anything about business. It was a lot of just figuring it out and failing as I went along. But eventually, just a lot of trial and error, and we are here today.
And what are the biggest challenges you still kind of face or feel like you need help with?
It's a lot of just being a 16-year-old. Not a lot of people take you seriously, especially as we're trying to move into retailers.
And you've done this all yourself.
Yes, me and my friends from high school, we have a director of sales, director of technology, and we have a few, 8 or so high school sales associates going around selling these ties in their high schools for a commission.
How do you balance the school thing with fish?
It's quite a lot of juggling. I have to figure out, for example, this morning I have to wake up an hour early so I could do my chemistry lab report, because it doesn't matter, wherever I am or whatever I'm doing, school has to come first.
So what is the price point? How much does it cost to be a stud muffin?
It costs $24.99.
And have you had any pushback on that price point, or people kind of feel like that's a fair price
I
for a
think
tie?
if I was in high school, $25 is not cheap for a tie.
That's true, but so what we found is a lot of moms and dads are buying it for their kids as part of their uniform, and they're 100% silk. That's really what pushed it to $24.99.
I mean, I think the true test will be when we get the consumer's reaction. That's the true test of whether this is kind of priced right.
Absolutely. Think about the loyalty factor, Shreyas. Pricing at $24.99, could it be lower to drive more loyalty through repeat? And that's another thing that we should think about. So if you're a Stud Muffin today, maybe you're a Chick Magnet tomorrow, is there a way to extend and maybe get this on a automated or subscription type basis?
Yeah, so we have found that, but it's often that people wear these for specific events that they have in mind and specific people. And so often, a Chick Magnet might not want a mustache tie the next month. And that's really where we find some difficulty with a subscription model where it would be a tie a month. We have been looking into, there are clothing subscription models where we might be able to be a part of the package that they get, and we've really been exploring that, but it's that we haven't been able to get our foot in the door anywhere.
Even just the way hearing you think about that, pretty impressive just to kind of hear you, so kudos to you.
So talk to me about your packaging. I get the idea that these are fun, whimsical ties, but the packaging is a little stuffy.
Often ties just come in a small little hanger, and they're not really packaged in a box. But we were looking, especially during the holiday season, for a nice way to put it in stockings or as a great gift.
But you can't even see what kind of tie is in there.
As you think about the shopping experience, there are a ton of products, right? What's gonna catch the eye? And so you even need to think about the color palette that you use.
He's got these colorful ties, and then the packaging's black and white.
Exactly.
I would love to see the tie, so however we do it, I think you want people to see what it says. You want people to see the colors.
And I think the other part about that is people want to know the stories behind the products they buy. You have a great story. You created the stud muffin tie, right? That should come out whether it's on the website or the packaging, because it'll give that connection.
Okay, so which one do you guys want?
Well, I'm thinking stud muffin feels the most natural, so I'd love to try that one.
I'll take a cool beans.
Cool beans, and you?
What about that basketball one?
Definitely.
Oh, what about me?
Oh, we're always forgetting
I-
Nicole. It's okay, it's okay. Well, let's grab
Can I
her.
take the mustache
one
one?
I think would be perfect for her.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, there's your mustache, Nicole.
Thank you.
Basketball.
Use the stud muffin.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
cool
Don't try
beans.
to give away my stud
Cool
muffin tie.
beans.
Stud muffin.
Only I had this tie when I worked on Wall Street. I would have been a lot cooler, that's for sure.
So how's the quality? How do these hold up after a few wears, Shreyas?
They last about 2 to 3 years, as are kind of estimating now with the factory quality. But as we're moving to handmade, we're actually finding out that it's actually more durable because they're being hand sewn and done very carefully.
Why the decision to bring them back to kind of making them handmade kind of locally?
Well, in Delaware, there was a seamstress. She was laid off out of her job after a big factory moved out of Delaware. And we thought, we have a great product, and we want to bring it back to that local community. And so we wanted to make it handmade in the US, as well as employ one of the most wonderful people I've gotten a chance to work with because of NovelTie.
So you need to tell that story from a loyalty, from establishing value and a branding perspective. Make sure that you actually weave that into your story as you talk about your product.
So think about some of the things that the panel has talked about. When we set you up tomorrow for a retail challenge, this is where you're going to be able to interact with consumers one-on-one.
This is exciting, Shreyas. This is where the rubber meets the road. The moment of truth is actually in the retail establishment, and you will get the real-time, no bars held feedback from the consumer, and that's what actually matters.
And so remember, tomorrow's a really important day. Not only do you have retailers, but you're also going to have some investors there. So good luck.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good luck.
Coming up.
There's nothing really that tells me the type of tie that I'm going to get.
Today I'm here at the Retail Challenge, and I'm very excited to interact with a lot of consumers and get their feedback. Hi. How's it going? My name is Shreyas, and I'm the CEO of NovelTie, a novelty neckwear company for high school students who have to wear a tie to school, like I do.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
The tie is the one chance where you get to express yourself, and so we thought, why not make it fun and why not make it novel? We have stud muffin ties, chick magnet ties, laxbro ties.
They're cute.
Wow, I like these.
My name is Victor Green. I'm an investor and I'm a business mentor. I must ask you one question before we start. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
Wow, that's terrific. Tell me, how many are you selling?
Yeah, so this year we've done almost $20,000 in sales.
Okay.
And we've sold almost 400 of these.
How much are the ties?
$24.99 for any kind of tie.
So $24.99 seems a little bit expensive for students. The students buy them themselves, I presume.
No, it's actually parents buying it. Moms usually have to do the shopping for their kid during back to school season.
Okay.
And they're often our biggest customers.
So how are you selling them at the moment?
About 90% of our sales are through the e-commerce website we have set up.
Have you thought about going direct to schools as opposed to, just online?
Yeah, so we actually have high school salesmen, sales associates who
Okay.
are out there just like me peddling
Love
these
it.
ties.
Yeah, they get a commission on what they sell.
Yeah, they get a commission on what they sell.
Fabulous. Well, I think you've done a great job.
How much did you say these were again?
Each tie costs about $24.99.
What are they made out of?
They're 100% silk.
Well, being that it's silk, I think it's a great price.
Maybe a little less, like $19.99, because it's for a younger age range.
I'm Steve Stiegel, and I'm an investor, advisor, and mentor to companies across the country. For years, I wore a tie every single day to work, so I know a tie is a big thing about having an expression. I didn't have great ties, they were very plain, so I'm really excited about this. I know a big thing for millennials and obviously for high school kids is customization.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys can start to do around customizing a tie?
Right now we're trying to produce a new design every month and having users design them. Actually, a customer designed one of these, and she hand painted that and we silk screened it.
I think a good way to be able to do it if you want to engage kind of high school kids is have a competition, and maybe the top 3 are the next 3 SKUs that get made. So friends, family, people can start to associate with some of these ties, because I feel like you're pigeonholing people just into a few SKUs right here. But I think if we could start to personalize it, if we could start to crowdsource, get some attention, some buzz around it, it could be something that's really interesting.
So we have the stud muffin tie, the Laxbro tie.
Those are the names.
Some of the puns are bad, but I'll take blame for that one.
Nothing like a bad pun.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Louis with Sam's Club.
Nice to meet you.
How's your experience going today?
It's really excellent. I get a chance to interact with customers, and I get feedback, learn from them, and then hopefully take it back to the drawing board when I get home.
Well, you know what? I have a 16-year-old son, and he has to wear a tie to school, so it's kind of cool. I like the story, and I like the product, so congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So, I have one question. What sizes do these come in?
They come mainly for adults. We have a standard size right now, but we're going to be making them for kids, and we're hopefully going to be making them clip-on and zippers, so that way it's easy.
Wow.
I'm Dara Trujillo with HSN, and my job is to find new entrepreneurs with great new products.
So talk to me about your packaging. First of all, NovelTie, I understand the name, but the packaging, there's nothing really that tells me the type of tie or shows me the type of color that I'm going to get.
Actually, we're looking on rethinking our packaging, so that way the tie would be able to kind of peek out here and be part of this. So that way before they even open it, they can see the kind of fabric and the type of tie it is.
So that might be great for your .com business, because I've already looked at the tie, I've already chosen the tie, but for retail, I'm not really sure that this package is even conducive for retail, even if you take it and you figure out how to make a little bit of it show. I almost wish you had taken some of that fun element and tied it back into your packaging. I think that's an opportunity for you. I really do.
I'm really eager to get the survey feedback, especially because if the investors don't get good feedback from the consumers, they might not invest, and that could be a real blow to this business.
I loved NovelTie.
I like that it gives you the ability to stand out in a uniform world.
You know, these kids in high school don't have $25 to spend on just a tie.
The packaging for NovelTie I thought was a little lacking.
Now it's time for the Hatch Pop Quiz, sponsored by Sam's Club. What is the name for a person who collects ties? Is it A, gravitologist, B, tieologist, or C, pernologist? Find out the answer when we return to Hatched. Before the break, we asked, what is the name for a person who collects ties? Is it A, gravitologist, B, tieologist, or C, pernologist? The answer is A. A person who collects ties is called a gravitologist.
Shreyas, welcome back.
Nice to be back.
How was the retail challenge?
It was a learning experience. I really got a chance to interact with the customers and get a lot of great feedback.
Are you ready to hear your survey results?
Yes. Yes.
So more than 80% of consumers said they would buy your product. That's a great survey result, Shreyas.
That's awesome feedback, and it's really just motivation for me to keep on going and expanding.
I just want to congratulate you at 16 years of age. To be an entrepreneur and what you've been doing over 2 years, you really need to be congratulated. This is what the show's about, is developing young entrepreneurs, and I think you did a terrific job to be here.
Thank you.
And you should probably feel good that I'm not even sure 82% of people would buy a tie, period. So it means you probably have more people interested in buying one of your ties than buy ties overall, which is great.
I think that just shows how well people respond to the brand personality in your story.
Absolutely. People are going to buy your product for a few reasons. One, because they love your story and they connect with you. And two, you're really speaking to what people want to wear. You know, people your age and people a little bit older want to have that freedom of expression. And I'm glad you kind of like the crowdsourcing idea, because I think it's great. Engage that community. It's a great way to see some of their designs. People can really start to identify when it's something that they help create.
Oh, yes. All I was thinking of, where were you when my son was like going through middle school and high school? Because I would have been the consumer buying your ties for him.
Consumers are also really supportive of your price point, which is good news. What do you guys think of the price point?
I'd like to buy one with a chick magnet and give it to Courtney, because he'll get great value out of it, hopefully. So
that's a lot for you to spend, Victor, so it means a lot coming from you.
You need all the help you can get, it's okay.
When I think about price point, what consumers are willing to pay for a product, it's usually not just about the price, it's about how they feel about the brand in relation to the price. And I think the fact that consumers are willing to pay that price is reflective of loving your story, loving the product's reason for being, and that's why they're willing to pay $24.99.
When I heard that price point, I said, unfortunately, probably not. It's way too high priced for a brand that nobody knows. but you allow high school students to sell the tie, and you give every single student $5 for every tie that they sell. So I think that piece of the puzzle needs to come out because it's buy one and help one. And for that reason, I think consumers will pay a little bit more.
We had a lot of negative feedback about the packaging. Specifically, you couldn't see through it, and also there was a little bit of confusion that there was a bow tie on the outside, but you were actually selling a tie.
A lot of our business has been online, and I've never really gotten a chance to talk to the people who are, buying the product and receiving it in the mail.
I think the packaging is relatively easy to overcome. You just need a flat pack with a see-through at the front, with a tie shape. You can see the exact pattern, and the outcut of it is a tie, so easy to overcome.
If you start really talking about going to traditional retail, do you need packaging? Do you need that boxing? You might be able to get something accomplished on a spinner, and it's less about the packaging and more about the tie and the story. That's where I'd like to see you going.
Have you thought of incorporating your personal story into the branding of your product?
Yeah, definitely. After hearing from you guys are all branding experts. And I think, a key message is that we're not sharing the story enough, the messaging behind the ties within the branding of the packaging. And I think that's definitely something we're gonna have to update and really work on, is how do we convey that story to the customer?
So you've heard a lot of expert thoughts. What do you want to say to the panel before they make their final decision?
NovelTie is my baby. It's something that I'm so super proud of. When you invest in NovelTie, you're investing in me. You're investing in all the people who have been able to support us along the way. My mom, my dad, the sales associates, everyone who's been there since day one. With your help and mentorship, I promise you, I will work day and night to bring NovelTie to that next level. And with your help, I know we can do it.
All right, are you ready to hear your final decisions? All right, are you ready to hear your final decisions?
Yeah, I'm very nervous, but I'm really, just glad with this whole journey.
All right, Courtney and Carter, are you investing in Shreyas?
Obviously at M13, we try to take brands and make them $100 million brands. I don't think you're quite there yet, so I think unfortunately we have to be out, but I know this isn't gonna be the last time we hear from you.
I hope I am in touch with you 10, 15, 20 years from now, because I think you're gonna be doing amazing things.
You're an inspiration for every young person watching this show. You've achieved incredible success in this period of time. You're so focused, and you know how to produce things. You are open to suggestions, which I love about you. You're really great, and because of that, I'm inspired, so I'm gonna say yes.
Wow! Thank you so much.
Just listening to your story, building a sales team, and having people work for you, and thinking about hiring the elderly, and doing all of these things at such a young age, truly an inspiration. As an investor, though, this is a little bit early and a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, so I'm a huge supporter. You've got a consumer out of me, but I have to say no.
Thank you.
Just sitting here looking and listening to you, I'm a mom, I have a son, and there isn't anything I wouldn't do for him. So I feel both the passion from your mom, and I feel your passion as well. And I just have to tell you, I applaud that. As far as the story, you have an incredible story. And obviously, you've developed a product with an end user in mind. So, Shreyas, would love to have you on HSN.
Thank you so much. It's really indescribable what I'm feeling, because you guys are believing in me, and knowing that I have the support of people, it's really an amazing feeling knowing that what you're doing is worth doing. A lot of times I doubted myself, am I doing the right thing? Should I just focus on school? But when you said that, it really makes all of this really worth it. Thank you so much.
Someone wants to say hi.
Really high.